1,000 people was calling me, man. Good Lord. And you know what? For some reason, dear family, we're gonna get into this podcast, man. A lot of people keep calling my phone and messing my line up, but I had to chop suey. Give me 29 seconds. That's I apologize for the again. I don't know why I keep doing it, man. I don't know why. I don't know. Something's wrong with this phone today, buddy. Something is wrong with this phone today. Something is wrong with the phone today, dear family. We're going to get into this podcast, man. A healthy relationships includes a very uncomfortable conversation. How y'all feeling out there? Once again, we all out working and producing, and some doing for self, some are doing other things. However, activity is life, and life is activity that represent motion. So as long as you're doing something, man, you in good harmony with the universe, as long as it's positive. With that said, I apologize for the constant calls and hang-ups, but I'm not going to answer no more calls. Let's start this podcast off there, family. Healthy relationships include very uncomfortable conversations. I want to talk about the word oppose. People always want to oppose their will on another. They want to oppose their ideology on another, their perspective on another, when you should be in the best interest of being neutral and allowing things just to flow in harmony. I want to say to the sisters and the brothers, stop trying to oppose your will on another human being. In any type of relationship you are in, stop doing that. Accept the fact that the energy that you share with whatever individual you deal with in your life, as long as that energy is in the best health, in the best spirit, and in the best of manners, stop trying to oppose your will on somebody else. That's not fair, that's not right, and it's not the thing to do. Healthy relationships include very uncomfortable conversations. We have many relationships in our lives. We have, some of it's, we got brother and sister relationships. We have friend and partner relationships. We have mother and father relationships. We have daughter and father and daughter and mother relationship. Every relationship requires respect, honesty, commitment, and some form of integrity. Every relationship. I have a saying, I'm always to people what they not to me. Have you ever found yourself being considerate, being respectful, being mindful, and those who you consider your friend or your associate take that energy for granted? We have a lot of people out there that's just ungrateful, irresponsible, negligent in every manner, man. And at some point, we have to stop allowing the indecent morals to dictate our relationships. What do you mean by indecent morals, Cousin P? If it's not what you are given, if the energy is not transmittable, my partner, if the energy is not in balance or in mutual with you, that means that the other individual is immoral to respecting you in the same respect that you give them, immoral and not honoring you in the best of manners that you honor the other person. So when you see these events taking place in your life, dear family, you have to call a meeting if you want that relationship to survive. Because the more you allow people to do indecent things to you, the more bitter you become, the more angry you become. And that energy alone kills your immune system. Did you know that? Stress kills your immune system. Thinking and overthinking and just being miserable kills your immune system. And I'll get to that at another time. However, you have to stop allowing the people you call your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, anybody that is not in your best interest as you are in their best interest, be indecent towards you. Some people borrow money, but you never see it back. That's indecent. You know, even in relationships, your man sees that the woman has a home, the woman has a car, and he doesn't contribute in getting the car fixed when it needs to be fixed, putting gas in the car because he's driving it, putting food in the house because he's eating your food. That's an indecent moral. It's because you allowed that for so long. The man has got so complacent because you wasn't woman enough or you wasn't man enough to address your relationship. And so if you want to sustain these relationships, dear family, you have to have very uncomfortable conversations. You have to tell a brother when he wrong. You have to disassociate yourself from friends, cousins, when they're being spiteful, when they're being unbalanced. You have to do this for your own sanity, or you will flat out be in a state of mind and a state of condition that's not healthy for your immune system. You have to have these conversations with people that's just selfish as hell. Always want something, but never want to give anything. Always with the hand out, but never with the hand to give. You have to start to have these conversations with these people now, because we're living in a time where things are going to get so critical and so crucial, and you have been allowing it so long, they have become accustomed to your behavior and what you accept. And then you're going to get mad when you haven't had any different conversations, when you haven't talked to him differently. You got to teach, sometimes you got to teach an individual how to love you. You got to teach an individual, you got to teach an individual how to respect you. Because some of us in society, and the environment is stronger than the nature, have dropped our morals, dropped our respect, dropped every ounce of moral at the door. And so we come into y'all lives, or women come into men's lives with dishonorable behavior, cheating behavior, misleading behavior, dysfunctional behaviors. And you don't call a ball and a strike a strike. As the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan say, if you don't speak up and speak out and speak truth to power, you deserve everything you get. So there comes a time when you have to say enough is enough to save your relationship and ultimately to save yourself. Because they ain't stressing the way you stress it. Sometimes you're, lend someone some money, and they say they was going to pay you on a particular date, and you find yourself anticipating your money on the date which you agreed to, yet they didn't call, they didn't text, they didn't email, they didn't message you, they didn't do nothing. So you find yourself furious on the disregard, the disrespect, because you committed you took from your earnings. You took from your hard work and dedication and your getting up at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, going to work, and now you done extended your hand and your love to an individual that you love or appreciate, and they didn't show that same, and they didn't reciprocate that in return. Have you ever felt like that, man, when you were so miserable and mad because somebody didn't pay you back? You know why they did that? It's because of your conduct and your character, dear family. They don't honor your conduct and your character. What is a conduct and what is a character? A character is attributes about you. You know how every human being is watching each other, and we're so judgmental where we say, oh, he a punk, oh, he a soldier, oh, he got this, oh, he got that, based on perception. Perception is reality for every human being until you find out the truth, or until you find out it's a lie. But the perception that they have about you is the way you conduct yourself. You know, you always giving, you always passive, you always submissive. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches too much of anything is no good, dear family. You can't have too much of anything. If it's too much bath water being ran, you'll overflow. If you eat too much, you'll get sick. Come on, dear family. The universal call, the universal attributes is this, as you see on the planet, it's the same with the human being. God, you know, there's 4 seasons on our planet that represent the universal change and the universal call, and it represents growth. But ultimately, it represents something new. So if it was too much rain on our planet, it would flood the planet. If it was too much fall, things wouldn't grow. If it was too much sun, things would dry out. So the 4 seasons on the planet represents change. So there's nothing that stays the same, is my point, dear family. You have to be able to tell somebody no instead of always yes. You have to tell somebody they're wrong when you're always being forgiven. You have to call a ball, and a strike. We could no longer go along to get along and allow people to be unproductive, to be morally incompetent. And we accept that because it says a lot about you when you continue to accept that type of behavior. And God will allow you to see that you're making mistakes through your pocketbook, through your state of mind. God always deals with the state of mind, the state of being, and the state of condition. I'm going to say that again, dear family. God only deals with the state of mind, the state of being, and the state of conditions. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches that heaven lies at the footstep of a woman. So when any human being is looking for heaven, the word heaven only means peace. You want a peace of mind. You want a piece of land that you could call your own, so that you don't have to spend your money on, pay anybody. But my point in that is saying, we look for heaven on earth, which represents peace. And if you don't stand up, you're not going to be in peace morally. You're not going to be in peace mentally, because everything around you going to strain you and suck you dry and stress you the hell out. So, dear family, uncomfortable situations, uncomfortable conversations need to be had in order to bring order to all relationships, all of them. When you're dissatisfied about something, dissatisfaction brings about a change, dear family. When you in a and we have to be able to Some people have to be able to accept constructive criticism. Construct means to build. We constructing. Constructive criticism means to build something, to tear down something and rebuild it. We're constructing and pointing out imperfections that'll make somebody better so they could be what God intended for them to be. And that's the problem. We allow so much negligence among us and around us. Don't nobody want to point that out. And so you will wallow, as scripture say, in your own vomit, mad, stressed out because you scared to ask the individual for your money back, or you allow your sister, your mama, your brother, your cousin to be dishonorable towards you, yet you honorable towards them. That don't fit the description of what God say, man. It said an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, and there's a time and a place for everything. So at some point, dear family, have those uncomfortable conversations with those who you in disagreement with, or those that you think that need that conversation to be had. It's important. And last but not least, because I don't want to wrangle on, I had a conversation with a friend of mine that I've been knowing for about 15 years. And she was kind of hurt, and I don't mean to put her business out there, behind a relationship that she was dealing with an individual. And she asked me the question, Pete, I found out that the guy had another friend. I said, okay. And she said it hurt her feelings. So the question I asked, was you in a relationship with this man? No, we wasn't in a relationship, but we've been seeing each other for. Stop right there. Stop right there. Women, listen to your cousin Pete, man. I done been around 1,001 blocks throughout this Bay Area and throughout. I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about dealing with women and how men think. Quit, stop, quit. I'm going to say this. Quit, stop, quick, stop opposing your will on a man, misinterpreting what a relationship is, unless you have a sit-down conversation that you agree that we're in a physical relationships, that you and I are the only ones seeing each other. Stop doing that stuff. That stuff irritates the hell out of my soul, because you always so emotionally driven when you should be logically driven. If the man ain't told you we in a relationship, a man nature is to entertain women. That's the nature of man, sister. That's the nature of man. We gonna entertain you, and we gonna find respect for you and love for you and rock with you the strong way and the long way. However, Jesus had 7 concubines. Why you think the man ain't gonna have another woman or a friend in his midst unless he's committed to you? If the man ain't said nothing about no commitment to you, quit misleading your relationship with that man. You have to respect that relationship for what it is. Respect that relationship for what it is. Stop doing that. You create headache within the heart. You create dysfunctional within your soul when you oppose your will and that man ain't told you that we in a relationship. A man has so much respect for a woman that respects situations. I'm going to say that again, dear family. A man has so much respect for a woman that respects situations and ultimately respects herself. Because of what a man do, don't you go out and be promiscuous and nasty, because you ain't got no get back from that. You may think you do, and you may say, why they doing it, why I can't do it? Boy, you the second coming of God, sister. Your value is 10 times higher than you will ever know. when you morally and principally intact. The man watches and observes everything. And he don't deal with the emotional part of anything. What some men do. I'm speaking for myself now. I've never dealt with the emotional part. I've always dealt with the logic. It gotta make sense. And what makes sense to me is watching you and identifying who I'm dealing with. And once I identify who I'm dealing with, I put it in perspective. And that's where you earn the respect. I ain't giving you nothing. And you don't quit giving your respect to men that don't respect you, sister. See, my father was a student of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad under the minister Louis Farrakhan instruction. We are instructed to respect women at all costs. You will, in the nation, you put your hands on a woman, you gonna die. Period. We don't care what it's about, because the honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches that there's never wrong women. There's only bad men who make bad women, because she is the second coming of God. However, there are women that are treacherous and wicked as well. There are women that have devil all in them. There are women that have been made into things other than themselves. So we have to watch for those too. I end with this. This is a scholarly teaching. Why I call it a scholarly teaching? Because you get a man's perspective on how to conduct and handle yourself as a woman in these relationships. To have healthy relationships, you have to include uncomfortable conversations, because you have to get a clear perspective, and you have to have clarity on what type of relationship you in. Brother, you do the same. Don't let these women pacify you with a feel-good emotion. A woman's nature is to nurture. She's the heaven of this life, because she brings peace. When you in trouble, you call on that woman. She may be your mama. Mama, I'm in jail. Can you send some money on my books? You call on that girl. Baby, can you go get this? Baby, can you cook this? Baby, the woman nature is the nurturer. She cultivates bad situations. And she's wise, brother. Don't think that woman, she's just as wise as man. The Holy Quran says that the woman is what is but 1 degree under man. 1 degree under man. That only degree to me is physical strength, because she'll outthink you, outgrow you, outmaster you if you ain't got your shit together, dear family. That woman is powerful. So, as a man could come in sheep clothing, so can a woman. She will pacify you with a feel good, entrap you. She will do all sorts of things. So you got to be mindful, and you got to take in place in your life. Have those uncomfortable situations so you can sustain that relationship, so y'all can grow still, man. Because we're living in a time where you have to have a support system in place. I'm telling you, man, things about to hit America, and prophecy is being fulfilled so cold. I know you don't see it, but you have to have a support system in place. You have to have strong men around you, sister. Brothers, you have to have strong women around you. And everything ain't always got to be on so sexual situation. It could be intellectual, because we got to become critical thinkers in such a time where we could lose our lives. So you need a sister that could, that knows business. You need a sister that knows planting food. You need a sister that loves children, because they're going to come a time when they're going to take all these jobs. They're going to do everything to us, but we're going to need friendships in all walks of life to survive. So get away from the feel-good feeling and get into what matters, dear family. And that's having friendships in all walks of life. I don't never want to be dishonorable in no form, no fashion. I don't want to be dishonorable. And this is why those that know Cousin P, right? I didn't just, this ain't just happened for me because I come from the street. And everybody from East Oakland, West Oakland, North Oakland, all of Berkeley, Richmond, know Cousin P. Why? Because I was checking cheddar like a food inspector, and I was in them streets getting a lot of goddamn money, but I showed a lot of love, and I dealt with a lot of people as well, women too. And there was a point in time when I didn't give a damn about how you felt. But as the scriptures say, when you become older, man, when I was a child, I walked like a child, I talked like a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. I'm grown now. I feel it in my bones. It always take man longer than women. But one thing for sure, if you ask me a question, you better be prepared for the answer, because I ain't cut no corners for damn one of y'all. I'm going to be honest, and that's what you're going to get out of your Cousin P. You're going to get honesty. And that shit is hard to come by in these times. So when you have somebody that's sincere in this manner, you know what I'm saying, you respect that individual, because I'm going to keep it straight up with you. I'm not going to mislead. I'm not going to misguide. We not going to misinterpret. We ain't doing none of that. We ain't doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? This spirit that I have is going to be straight up with you. And that's what you need. Somebody, and I'm talking about a brother too, the brotherhood. When you create a brotherhood, you want brothers to be straight up. You don't want no manipulative, deceitful, want to steal and do all the things that may cost that brother his life. You got to be able to identify who you dealing with. So in conclusion, dear family, I appreciate y'all listening to your Cousin P. This is part one. This is part one. We have to have uncomfortable situations to sustain great relationships. Healthy relationships include uncomfortable situations. It does. And so I'm just trying to give you what, as my father say, what good is the information in you, brother, if you don't give it to the people? Hey, I got to give you what I feel is right. I got to give you what I know is right. And what I do know is right is don't oppose your will on no human being. Let things be smooth. You will get so much more out of any brother or any sister if you're not forcing them to do anything. Don't do that. What's going on, family member? I see you, Mario. What's up, family? You know, we just got to be, you know, more mindful of all situations, and just treat people how you want to be treated. And those who I have dealt with and I didn't do them good in those days, I want to sincerely apologize, because the environment is stronger than the nature. And this is why I wrote the Song Cry. Go to So Black and So Beautiful, the SBSB album, check out Song Cry. That song was specifically for the women. It was an apology and reconciliation for those that I may have hurt their feelings being negligent in my behavior. But I'm past that now. And so we here. Just be mindful, sister. Be mindful, brother. Because that sister is watching you play video games all damn day and you being very unproductive, and that ain't building a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, not boasting or bragging, but if I could, you know, I wrote my song So Black and So Beautiful 21 years ago. I never forget. It was me, Brother Broski, Time, DJ Durrell. I wrote the song that was going on my So Black and my Rolling Blackout albums. And Snoop Dogg came to the car because we was out in LA working with this one. Was No Limit sign to bomb shelter. And he was like, Cousin P, you got a hit, So Black and So Beautiful. But I was too much in the streets. I didn't give a damn about a hit. I was checking the cheddar like a food inspector. The money was coming much more faster, much more stronger, and much more longer. And so, you know, he kept saying you got a hit. But then 21 years later, God put something on my soul. And I said, you know what, I'm going to create So Black and So Beautiful represents unity. It represents the brown man, the black man, the red man, all of us that has been subjected to so much bullshit by Satan himself. It's time to call for unity. So I So I created So Black and So Beautiful, So Brown and So Beautiful. And I did my business part of everything. And then I said, let me create my own barbershop. So it's Cousin P Clean Cuts. I said, damn, let me start doing a podcast and speaking to the people. So now we have this So Black and So Beautiful podcast. Damn. Let me create an album. Damn, Master P called. Cousin P, come out to New York and holler at me. I like what you're doing. I said, well, I'm back working with DJ Daryl. Come see me. Y'all got the So Black and So Beautiful album. Damn. And it teach that you have to make your money make money. It's called residual income. Okay, let's do the SBSB trucking. I got the SBSB. So if I could do it, dear family, out the game, all my family members in the game, you could do it. Take that money and do something with it. That's all I'm going to tell you, family. Take that money and make your money make money. That's what's important. So with that said, I appreciate everybody love, man. This is podcast 240. You could go to Cousin P on my YouTube channel. You can check out all the new videos that's out. Me and Kick the Sneak and Richie Rich, we just finished our video shoot. We just knocked that out. I'm dropping that on the 20th. Me and Tech, I'm dropping that on the 20th. Cousin P featuring Lil Boosie, I'm dropping that on my birthday next month. And Cousin P featuring Master P, I'm dropping that on my birthday. So y'all stay tuned, man. As far as music is concerned, this is the last album, The Fall of America. That album has got 10 songs. It's fire. It's more stronger Cousin P opposed to the apologetic Cousin P on the first album. But I guarantee you going to like the album. It's called Fall of America. So y'all go check that out. Man, y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, my brother Farrakhan Islam just bought 440 acres of land, and he only selling 1 acre for $7,500 to $9,500. Get on Instagram, go to Farrakhan Ali Muhammad. He a brother out of the nation. Dave Chappelle just bought 39 acres from him. I just bought 1 acre from him. And it's only going for 75. Get you some land in the South. Get you some land in the South, because I'm going to tell you what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. He said that a whole California was going up underwater. What that entails, I don't know. But if you could see the coast, he said, get off the coast. Get off the coast. This is what Jesus said Elijah will come to restore all things new. He said, get away from the coast when the destruction started happening. You don't see the destruction before your eye? All these mandates. We didn't let this enemy inject us with another damn virus. We don't know what's in the vial that he gave us. If you know, won't you post it on your YouTube, on your Facebook, so we could teach the people what the ingredients is. But if you don't know what you've been poked with, I said, I want to advise you to go fast. Go fast. Nevertheless, get you some land. I'm going to post my brother as soon as I get off this live. He got more land for sale. We call it the hereafter. It's going to have its own hospital. It's going to have everything, brother. The nation that's why it's called the Nation of Islam. You are a Muslim, whether you want to believe it or not. I don't care how much you call yourself a Christian. Did you know that Jesus, you couldn't be a Muslim and not respect Jesus? So if you understood what Muslim means, only entirely submission to the will of God. Human being is just that. But I got to go. I got these calls coming, y'all. I'll see y'all soon. It's your cousin P. Tap in, man. I got the CMOS on deck. Get your CMOS now.